Hello everyone, uh, I'm Eli, the creator of ControlBoard for Wirecast, and today we're gonna demo the ControlBoard application that allows you to control your live cameras uh, and switch between your Wirecast shots. Why did I make ControlBoard? I got very frustrated with the options I had available to uh, control my cameras. First, I tried the application that ships with controllers from Expedition Electronics, which worked fine, uh, while I only had one camera. Uh, After I added the two cameras, the two cameras to make a setup of three, things got very confusing, and I found myself moving the wrong camera. Uh, Sometimes even the live camera, the camera that I was live on the subject or on the speaker, moving it away by mistake because I didn't know which is which, even though I tried so hard to keep track. Then I tried the game controller from Expedition Electronics with my uh, cameras, and that worked fine. But sometimes the cameras will move way too fast out of the frame, and I also it was cumbersome because I had to use both of my hands to hold and control the cameras, and every time I had to switch a shot in Wirecast, I had to put down the controller, grab the mouse, click, 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 in order to send the shot to the live output. So I said, no more. I gotta do something, and I started creating my own solution, and this is the solution that came out. ControlBoard. ControlBoard can also be used as a replacement for the X keys, uh, the official Wirecast control surface, or you can use it as a replacement for the MIDI controllers that Wirecast advertise on their website. Or there's another option, I think H3J or something like that, that also involves some sort of device that you have to put on your desk. Basically, what I wanted a clean setup. No additional hardware to buy. Just use what you have already. Your keyboard, your mouse, and your your Wirecast installation. When ControlBoard starts up, it loads for each and one of your Wirecast layers all the shots that you currently have, and in my case I already have my hotkeys set and controllers, but when you're setting up your control board the first time, all you need to do is select the live camera. In my case I have the Dazzle DVC 100. Select the controller and set your hotkey and click save. After you're done with all your shots, then you have to go remap keys, and you have to wait for this message right here, which pops up very quick, remap done, which means that all the keys are now mapped to your keyboard. If you want to use your directional buttons right here to control your cameras, you can definitely do that. Let's preview this camera and see how it works. As you can see, you can pan. That's me. I'm not very happy with my look, so I'm not gonna I kind of put the camera on me. um, you can zoom in, zoom out, autofocus, turn on and off your camera. Also, you can individually turn off a camera with these buttons. These two buttons right here will turn all your cameras on if you have more than one. Alright, let's show you how the mouse as a joystick feature works while using the camera itself. So basically you press the hotkey for the shot. To preview the shot, shift, only left shift works. Right shift will not enable the mouse as a joystick. Hold left shift, ControlBoard will come up on your screen. ControlBoard is coming up on the screen just because of a limitation in the Windows API for Python, the language I'm using for ControlBoard. So Q the key, hold shift, and there you have it. Move your mouse to the left, the camera will pan left. Move to the right, the camera will pan right. Up, down, the further you go from the center of the screen, the faster the camera will move. Release shift and the movements will stop. And press space to send it back live. Oh, let's talk about the speed values. Sensitivity speed values. For Vizca cameras, in my case for the Sony EVI D100, these values 5 for tilt up and down axis and pan for left and right or horizontal axis work fine. For the Expedition Electronics combined with the best score MP101 motorized head, a value of 1 and 3 will work best. Anytime you change any of these values, in order for these values to take effect, you gotta remap keys. Also, when you're done setting up your shots with the hotkeys and controllers, for these values to take effect, you also need to remap keys. It's a limitation for now, but in the future you'll be able to set your sensitivity values on the fly, and ControlBoard will load them on the fly. A nice feature, that experimental feature that ControlBoard has, is the smart camera. So what the smart camera does is it's trying to center or properly frame your subject automatically, basically, without you doing anything. It will detect your subject and frame it accordingly. It will try to frame your subject somewhere around here, so his head, eyes would be somewhere like 1/3 from the top down and in the middle of the screen horizontally. The values here that you see in the settings pop-up are tolerance, how much the subject can move in the frame before the camera starts to follow him. Speed values, you'll have to play with these until you get, like, if you see that the camera moves a little too fast, try to increase the value. For the best score motorized head, I got very good results with a value of 10. With this Vizca camera, Sony EVI D100, I had to increase that up to 90 to get like decent decent results, and you actually see that later in this video. Refresh rate, how many times ControlBoard will try to pull a screenshot from a screenshot or a snapshot from the live output, live view of Wirecast in order to process it and detect your subject. For now, only the face tracking type, or only the face of the faces of people are detected, front and sides, but more features will come later. Also, for now, you can only ingest or process images to detect your subjects from the snapshot feature. Later, if the demand it's there, I'll try to implement the virtual camera out. Basically, you'll start the camera out and select here virtual camera out in order to perhaps reduce the CPU usage on your processor and get perhaps better results. I haven't tried that yet, but it should work. For now, the Wirecast canvas here has to match the value you have here for best results. Otherwise, you might get unexpected results on your, especially on the move speeds, when the camera moves around to follow your subject. These values are loaded only when the camera, it's smart camera, it's started, when it goes on. Later, I'll try to implement them on the fly, so you can change them on the fly and make it easier for you to use it. I guess that's it. I hope you enjoy using ControlBoard, and now I'm gonna play the SmartCam demo. Basically, it will try to track me here in my apartment. I'm pretty sure you guys can notice the jitter in the frame rate while using SmartCam, and in the same time recording on the disk with Wirecast. The only reason I can see this happening is because of some problems in the Wirecast API. Either they're running the recording on the same thread with the snapshot feature, or the whole API of Wirecast is running perhaps on the main thread of Wirecast, because you can even see in the preview and the live output in Wirecast the same jitter in the frame rate. Perhaps ways to go around this will be just to stream only and record to disk while using SmartCam, or try to record to a different drive or a USB drive on your Windows